It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. And coming up in just a bit, tip-off will be live from New Orleans as the Pelicans go up against the Dallas Mavericks. And guys, for the Mavericks, they struggled in this matchup last season. Only one win for them through 4 games. They'd like to make a statement tonight. And a terrific international prospect, Luka Doncic, suiting up tonight. Kenny, it's rare to see someone this young with such a complete game.
You know what? A couple of our friends were talking, me and my friends, about this guy.
When? Yesterday or 2 days ago?
2 days ago. And he's ready. He's strong. He's got a wide frame. He reads defenses well, exceptionally well.
He's good at creating his own shot. He shows a lot of pro-level moves, and you broke that streak of 10 straight.
That'll do it. Both teams ready for tip-off. Let's send it to Kevin Harlan and the crew.
You can hear the roar here in New Orleans. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. And Porzingis, guys, out with the injury. He will be missed.
Yeah, and it's going to be a few weeks until they can get him back, but not as bad as it could have been. In the end, given the way it looked, boy, I tell you, when they had to help him off, he'll probably consider that to be good news.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, guys, you remember that Anthony Davis had a growth spurt in high school that took him from a 6'2" guard to a 6'10" big man. Now, he remembered telling his mother, I can't fit in my bed, I can't fit in my shoes, I can't fit in these jeans you brought me. And her saying, I just bought those 3 weeks ago. Kevin?
It's all paid off in the long run, though. Thanks, D.A. Clark, you look at both teams, neither playing as well as they'd like. How do they turn it around, you think?
I think poise is critical, Kevin. I mean, you just can't get flustered. A lot of things happen over the course of a game. You got to maintain your focus and your composure. And, you know, each game, each possession, each quarter, attention to detail is how you get through it. I know that's not a glamorous answer, but it's pretty simple.
Well said.
Boys, nice and high.
Tip-off goes to New Orleans. Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. We've got Doncic. He's out there with Lee. Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Dwight Powell. And it's Kleba in at the 4 slot. 14 feet away. Mavericks with the rebound. Fresh from a win against Portland.
And that was not an easy game for them. I mean, they barely hung on at the end of regulation before they were able to pull it out in overtime.
And it could turn out to be one of their biggest wins of the season. I mean, just because of the way they came through when it mattered most. That's clutch play that could serve them well going forward.
As dangerous as he is inside, Davis gives opponents nightmares when he's able to get to the mid-range. He's very reliable when he steps back and takes the jump shot.
Doncic passes to Lee. Over Randall. Here's Kleba. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Yeah, those are back crushers. I mean, they really crack your back when you give teams second shots like that.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off.
A shot by Holiday. Nobody around. Offline with his 3. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Here's Doncic.
And looking at Luka Doncic, incredibly mature for his age. Physically, the broad shoulders, weighing in about 230. Mentally, though, advanced understanding of how to play the game.
And Luka Doncic, not the top pick in the draft this past June, but one of the more exciting names out of this rookie class.
Dallas made a point to trade up and draft him. Doncic not playing in the summer league as he has had a hefty workload in Europe before the draft. Still came away with Euro MVP honors, and at his age, that is incredible.
The first one falls.
And what's so impressive about Doncic, the maturity. Yes, he's polished, but he's got a completeness to his game at such a young age.
And he makes both free throws. And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. Payton kicks to Randall. That's tipped, and he gets it back.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Last game in New Orleans, they picked up the win against the Clippers. Powell with the steal. Holiday against Lee. Pass to Hardaway. Back to Lee. And Davis sends it back.
Boy, I tell you what, Davis uses his length so well. I mean, a defensive stalwart who holds his ground, and because of his timing and length and athleticism, he's an excellent shot blocker.
And so it's New Orleans with it, following the score by Dallas. Outside Holiday. 6 on the shot clock. Lets the 3 fly, and the 3 ball is good. Holiday's got his first 3 points of the game.
And you know, Holiday has a gorgeous touch from outside. He's a deadly shooter, an absolute laser when you give him space to fire.
Doncic dishes to Hardaway. The 3. Another 3 for Dallas.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Yeah, and I like it. I love seeing that. It's a lot of fun when that happens. These teams are going at each other from the outside.
And it's Davis missing.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Lee finds Hardaway, and he makes good on the layup. Hardaway has got 8 points.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
And that's a foul called on Dwight Powell. That's his first foul. Ejuan Moore, he's checked in for Stanley Johnson. The Mavericks also with a sub. J.J. Barea checked in for Courtney Lee. Here is Davis. He picked up 36 points in their last one against the Clippers.
And a gigantic game for him at the free throw line. He was an instigator, drawing a ton of contact and really just hunting for the whistle.
Now Hardaway following the three-point attempt by Anthony Davis. Good on the three-point shot.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans. Well, for those teams already expected Clark to go deep into the playoffs around this time of year, how easy do you think it is to just go through the motions and maybe not tighten the screws as much as you should?
Yeah, you know, Kevin, I never had the experience of being a player on a playoff team, but I did broadcast a number of the outstanding Pacers teams, and it is tough in the long haul of the season for teams that are fighting for potential championships to stay engaged fully during the regular season. There is a period, and I think most really good teams will admit it, that they aren't as focused because they're excited for the playoffs to start, and they just have to work themselves through those dog days of the regular season.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Miller's checked in. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Dallas. Barea, the pass to Hardaway. To the inside. Here's Kleba, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Kleba's got his second basket of the game.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Giving up too many open shots. I mean, that's what's happening here, Greg. They look to me to be a bit sluggish.
And you know that's going to be goaltending, guys, so that's a free basket right there.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
Mavericks leading by 10. Doncic with it. Really played well against Portland in his last outing. Hardaway for three. Here's Kleba outside for Barea. A three-pointer is right on target. Barea's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for Dallas. The Pelicans have gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. Down low. And there's Miller. That's good on the assist by Holiday.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Barea, the pass to Doncic. To the middle. It's tipped. Moore with the steal. The dish to Davis. He kicks it to Holiday. Back to Davis. Doncic with the steal. Kleba, the pass to Nowitzki. His three-pointers off the mark. Pelicans trail by 11. Moore finds Davis. The lead now in single digits. Davis has got 6.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Nowitzki for 3. It's good. Great play set up by Barea.
And they've done the job on the offensive glass.
I like the activity there, keeping the ball alive and creating some second-chance buckets.
And that's a foul called on J.J. Barea. That's his first foul. So for the Pelicans, Okafor is checked in for Anthony Davis. Diallo comes in for Julius Randle. And Ian Clark subbed in for Drew Holiday. Dallas on defense, leading by 12. Okafor kicks to Clark. Five on the clock. Okafor gets the bucket.
Boy, the energy by Okafor on display there really just kind of willed that shot in over some pretty stingy defense.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. And Jahlil Okafor, the 3rd overall pick back in 2015, has had his ups and downs to the start of his career. But, you know, Clark, he feels now he's on the right track.
Well, I think he recommitted himself to fitting in with the team and has been working harder than ever before. Sometimes disappointment can motivate you to greater levels of work and commitment. He was kind of a forgotten man in Philly, and now he realizes a second chance is with him, and he's trying to make the most of it.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Measury, he's checked in for Maxi Kleba. Harris comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Trey Burke subbed in for Doncic.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Mavericks leading by 8. Here's Barea. He had a big outing in that Trailblazers game as well. Kicks it to Nowitzki. Here's the 3. No good that time. Now New Orleans will take it the other way. And this matchup with Dallas, it's their first meeting of the season.
And they didn't have much of a problem with these guys last season, and quite frankly, you wouldn't expect them to.
Yeah, you know, these are two teams clearly on opposite ends of the continuum in this conference. I mean, this is a team they rightly feel they can beat every time they take the court with them.
Pelicans trail by 8. Now here's Moore. His last outing, he had 8 points. And stolen by Burke.
Yeah, 3 turnovers so far. And the real issue is the fact that they're unforced, too careless with the basketball.
Greg, they've been out of sync since the opening tip. I mean, they've got to take better care of the ball.
And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Mavericks.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
Rejected by Nowitzki.
And, you know, Nowitzki is capable of 86ing these shots now. That means rejection, using his height and wingspan to deny. Now
here's Nowitzki. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. It's a 10-point game. Now Burke. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Harris. Okafor grabs the miss.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Shots good by Miller.
Man, it's just been an avalanche of points here in the early going.
Yeah, you know, both teams scoring at a really steady clip. If you like good offense, you've come to the right spot. This is your game.
Here's Burke following the score by New Orleans. Correa, no good.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear they're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
And, you know, a chance here to see where the Pelicans sit in the NBA statistically.
And as for their #2 ranking and second chance points, that relentless pursuit on the offensive glass has led to a lot of easy opportunities. And believe me, they don't miss many.
That free throw good from Diallo. Floor spacing is such an important element of the game now, Clark, and I know you have a list of guys who you think can stretch it the most in the game now.
Yeah, you start with Steph Curry. I mean, clearly, his shot-making ability from anywhere in the building is unlike most any other in the league. Damian Lillard has similar type range. Jamal Crawford would come to mind, but Steph Curry's at the head of that list for me.
And Clark, the Dallas Mavericks, it used to be that you could count on them being in the playoffs almost every single season.
Yeah, that was the case right before these last 2 years. I mean, they made the postseason 15 out of 16 times prior to that. Proud ownership, consistent ownership, outstanding coaching, and it won't be long before they're really good again.
And so it's New Orleans with it. The Mavericks making the shot. Passes it to Clark. Back to Moore. Just 5 on the clock. To the middle. Here's Okafor. It's blocked. And they'll keep possession. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. New Orleans making a switch here. Payton's checked in. Powell, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Mavericks leading by 8. And here is Burke. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Lee outside. Knocks it loose. Inside. Here's measuring. It's good. The assist that time from Burke. And the Mavericks lead by 10.
It's early, but they are getting pummeled on the glass.
Well, they've got to take a stand and commit to controlling their defensive backboard. These second chance buckets are killing them.
Bucket is good.
Really like seeing Payton operate inside. I mean, showing once again that he's got the total package.
Burke with it. He's usually able to provide some lift to his team, averaging 6 points a game. There's 1:17 left to play in the first quarter.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
Harris kicks to measuring. Dallas moving the ball around. Here's Johnson. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Now here's Payton. Defense is right there. That shot misses. And it's Dallas the other way. Pass to Powell. Out to Harris. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Diallo's got his 4th rebound in this one. 26 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Clark dishes to Payton. And there's the pass to Diallo. Shot clock at 6. And stolen by Burke. And here we go. Fast break. Burke's got it. On the wing, Harris. To the inside, Lee, and he uses the glass on the layup. Lee's got his second basket of the night.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
Tone setting, that's what I call it. Grabbing this one by the throat early on and then squeezing it hard.
And so it's the Dallas Mavericks with a 10-point lead, some breathing room heading into the break, and the three-point shot has been big for them. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. It's been a storied career for Dirk Nowitzki, but as he ages, he says he's spending a lot more time getting his body prepared to play.
Jake Kidd sort of tried all sorts of things when he was here. He was older, and, you know, he got massages right before the games and the stretching and all that. Now I'm in the same shoes. You know, I do all that stuff now, and you almost do as much off the court as you practice on the court.
A lot goes into holding off Father Time, but Father Time, by the way, is undefeated.
Yeah, and retirement's something he's considered for a few summers now, but he's making the most of his Hall of Fame career, savoring every last minute.
And so far, through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
They've gotten that perimeter game going in that first, and for me, that was the difference.
Yep, firing with confidence, in rhythm, Greg. I mean, not allowing the defense to take a break.
Payton and Holiday are together in the backcourt. Jahlil Okafor is out there with Diallo. And it's Johnson in at the small forward. That's the Pelicans 5 as we get into the second quarter.
Just so resourceful as a player. Davis gets the job done inside in all sorts of ways, and that's one of them right there, crashing the offensive glass, getting that second chance bucket.
Now here's Burke. No points in the game yet for him, and the call will be against Julius Randle. That is his first foul of the game. A different look for Dallas. Tim Hardaway Jr. is checked in for Lee, and Doncic is subbed in for Trey Burke. And so it's Dallas with it. Here's Hardaway, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. That one on Johnson. The position of power forward, Clark, that was your position. Did you ever think it would become a major weapon for stretching the floor as it is now?
No, I didn't see that evolution happening. I mean, again, at that time in the 80s, even into the 90s, you had the small forward and the power forward was more of an enforcer. I was actually kind of a hybrid at the time because I could deal inside effectively on the glass and because of my size and strength, but also could step out and put it on the floor and pass it a little bit. So no, the evolution with the four-man in this day and age, I did not foresee that at all. Love what's happened with it, but it speaks, I think, to the athleticism and skill of these bigger guys now.
It does. And the Mavericks making a change here. Kleba's checked in. Hardaway hits them both.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Payton kicks to Holiday. Randle outside. Johnson, a wide open look. And the three off target. Dallas leading by 10. And it's Harris off the drive. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Here's Holiday after Devin Harris's score, and Davis can't get it to go.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Harris against Holiday. And he makes that one. Harris has got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
And here are the Pelicans now. After Devin Harris's score, Payton passes to Randle. And the layup's good off the glass. Randle's got his first points in this one.
Though he lacks elite explosiveness, Randall uses his strong body to protect the ball and avoid block shots inside.
Come to me, come to me.
Hardaway passes to Kleba. Good, and the assist goes to Hardaway. Kleba's got his third basket of the night right there.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Payton. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Here's Davis. Nice follow through on the fadeaway. Davis has got 10 points.
Boy, I tell you, he has been lights out. Sadly, they're still behind. He needs his guys to step up.
And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here.
Better to be lucky than good. That pass was just deflected and not stolen. Dodged a bullet there.
Darius Miller, he's checked in for the Pelicans. And Dallas with a change here too. Borea's checked in. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Out to Miller. Payton outside. Pass to Randall. Clock at 6. Doncic with the steal. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Here's Kleba. Davis with some nice D.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
You know, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one. Shooting 2, gentlemen.
That one is off. Morris checked in for New Orleans. The Mavericks also with a sub. Nowitzki's checked in. And that trip coming up empty, missing both.
You know, Julius Randle is a young power forward, a little undersized for that position, but fairly dependable. Good movement when he gets to the basket, and he knows how to finish inside. Surprised his rookie option wasn't picked up, but he made the best of it in free agency.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
Here's Doncic. Tries again. The stupendous finish in traffic. And the Mavericks lead by 14.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. And for Randall, a free agent this past summer, it seems he never felt truly wanted by the team that drafted him.
Well, you know, he's dealt with injuries early in his career and a lot of trade rumors, which can affect a young player in a negative way. I think he's still shown solid improvement in his first handful of years in the league. And again, you've got to recall and remember how young some of these guys are. Even when they've been in the league 4, 5, 6 years, some of these guys are like 22, 23 years old. And that's still not enough time for them to fully mature as players.
Here's Holiday. After Luka Doncic's bucket, Randall finds more. They swipe it. Now, here's Doncic. He's been producing a fair amount of offense night in and night out as he's averaging 14 points a game.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team. Aggressiveness is fine, but you can't be this over-aggressive. I think he's got to dial it back some. They need him on the floor.
And stolen by Nowitzki.
And we've just seen them make mistakes on back-to-back trips. Both those turnovers could have been avoided.
Pelicans trail by 17. Holiday attacking. Ball's knocked loose.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
And count it. The shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
You think of all the iconic players and the shots or moves associated with them. Hard to top Dirk in his one-legged fadeaway. I mean, it's one of the most unorthodox and most effective shots. And the fact that he's a 7-footer and does it that way, unique.
The free throw drops for Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk Nowitzki still producing with that shot he made so famous. Clark has helped him stay dangerous even at this age.
You know, Kevin, for younger viewers of the NBA, it's hard for us to describe to them how good Dirk was. I mean, this guy could get off any shot he wanted. He was unorthodox and a bit quirky, but so effective. He could put it on the floor. He could post. Had unbelievable range for a big guy. You know, when he hangs it up, there's no question he's first ballot Hall of Fame material.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game. And that one falls for Nowitzki. You know what, Greg? There may not be a more likable superstar in the NBA than Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, everyone loves Nowitzki.
And a large part of that is just Dirk plays the game with a smile on his face, it seems, at all times. His play style is one that is hard to root against, having so much skill in the body of a 7-footer. And it's one thing to be respected by everybody. It's another to be loved by everyone in that regard. And Dirk's, he's one of a kind.
You know, it really shows on the face of Nowitzki how much he loves playing the game. And that kind of enthusiasm is infectious.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
Well, that was a very physical game, and I think that plays into their hands. So a lot of their points came at the foul line.
And it also led to a lot of foul trouble for some of the key guys they were up against. So we can't forget about that part of it either.
And a look at the recent power rankings. Some interesting stories here in the early part of December. Taking a look at Houston. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And I think for the Mavericks, they were obviously hoping to start out better. Still, too soon to panic. But lately they've had very little luck and seem to be trending in the wrong direction.
Now, here's Doncic. They have a 22-point lead. It's the most they've led by. Miller against Hardaway. A floater. Nowitzki, no good. And Dirk Nowitzki gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. And it's Davis with the ball for New Orleans. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. And Holiday kicks to Miller. Passes it to Randall. Over Hardaway. And again, New Orleans has no luck.
And they just tried everything to stem the tide here, but nothing seems to work.
Yeah, they can't find anything. They're lost right now. Everything working against them.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult one.
And that's a foul called on J.J. Barea. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. New Orleans making some changes here. Okafor comes in for Randall. And Ian Clark subbed in for Drew Holiday. Davis, the pass to Moore. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Dallas has gone past the 3-point line for 13 of their shots. They're 6 of 13. Nowitzki in the post. He's guarded by Davis. Barea kicks to Doncic. Just 4 to shoot. And they call an illegal screen here.
That screen.
And to look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep all broken down for the Mavericks.
And you can see how important those inside baskets are. This is a team that loves to work the ball inside, whether the entry pass or off of a drive. They like to feed on those high percentage looks.
Davis dishes to Miller. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Moore outside. From deep. And the foul called on Anthony Davis. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. Measury, he's checked in for Maxi Kleba. Here are the Mavericks now. They're on a 20-4 run.
Come get it, come get it.
Barea looking for an opening. And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. Let's take a look at Dallas. They were hoping to get off to a better start to the season. Things are still early, so they still may have a chance. And checking out New Orleans, a half game back.
And I think for New Orleans, with the start they've had, they've taken what was such a hopeful preseason and turned the mood sour.
Can't remember the last time I've seen optimism turn to pessimism as quickly as I have with these guys. I mean, their fans are already talking about who needs to be replaced.
Sheck Diallo, he's checked in for Anthony Davis. Dallas also making some changes. Lee comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Burke in for Doncic. Here's Nowitzki. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Portland.
Boy, after having a tough time in the first, he's managed to turn it around nicely this quarter.
New Orleans has gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Clark finds Moore. Here's Diallo. Five to shoot. Miller with a wide open look. Sinks the triple. Miller's got 7.
Always got to patrol the three-point line. When you don't, you suffer the consequences.
Now Burke. No points in the game yet for him. And here is Barea outside. For New Orleans, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
You know, their percentages dropped off just a little bit compared to last year, guys, but it's not a huge drop-off, so no major concern.
That free throw good from Diallo. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Mark, it always seems the coaches get fired a lot, and there's kind of the rotating names there. But the GMs who hire them stay in place. What's your take on that?
Yeah, you know, it's fairly complex, Kevin. I don't know if we have enough time to delve in it effectively here, but my initial feeling is every circumstance is a little different, and sometimes it's a little easier to move the coach than the general manager for whatever reason. But there should be more accountability for GMs, not just for who they draft, but also who they hire as coaches. So I'm mixed, but I kind of understand why sometimes the coach is a little more readily expendable.
The Mavericks have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line. And that one falls for Burke.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
My kind of hoops. Straight ahead, playing downhill, and physical.
Johnson, he's checked in for Darius Miller. Then for the Mavericks, Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. And Harris subbed in for J.J. Barea. He's off on the second. New Orleans has gotten into trouble with the 3-ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. That one goes. Count it. Moore's got his second basket.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Perfect execution. That's how you take advantage of a transition opportunity.
Now here's Burke. Pass to Measury. Back to Burke. Over Clark. And that one's good. Burke. Here's Clark. He kicks it to Okafor with the teardrop, and he lays it up and in. Okafor's got his second bucket tonight.
Superb work from Okafor from the interior. I mean, just a tireless worker wreaking havoc in the paint.
Harris against Moore. Harris passes to Lee. 11 feet away, and that's good for 2. Lee's got 6. And so here is New Orleans. And here is Moore. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Right wing. Here's Clark. Burke covering. Clock at 4. Fades. Offensive rebound. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And guys, that's his game. I mean, battling in the paint and cashing in on those second chance opportunities.
And Greg, cashing in hard. I mean, man, oh man, he puts an exclamation point on that dunk.
Yes.
Guys, that's the only way he knows how to do it. Soft, I don't even think is in his vocabulary.
Pelicans trail by 20. Johnson, that's for 2. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. Johnson's got his first bucket in this one. Dallas has gotten the 3-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. Now here is Harris. He's guarded closely. To the wing on the left. Shot clock at 6. Here's Burke. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there. 1:05 left now here in the second. And Moore kicks to Okafor. Here's Clark. Burke covering. Okafor out of hand on it.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Lee finds Mesri. Fires from deep. No good from Lee.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Now the pass to Moore. Johnson surveying the floor. 6 to shoot. Here's Clark. It's rebounded by Dallas. Harris, right side. Lee, left side. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jahlil Okafor. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
And not the guy you want to send to the line. He has been automatic.
For Dallas, they have attempted 11 free throws today and converted 8 of them.
2 shots. Last on the first.
First free throw is good. And both free throws good for Lee. 1 second left. It's not going to go for him. And so it's Dallas holding a 22-point lead as the quarter wraps up. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Alvin Gentry. Coach, you were not happy with the offensive execution in the first half. Do you have to push the pace harder in the second half?
No, the pace is a good pace for us. We just can't turn the ball over. We did a poor job, had too many turnovers that quarter.
We'll see if you can keep it under control in the second half. Thank you, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. From the get-go, it was Dallas who came out strong. They showed tremendous effort and drove the action early, starting off with a 9-2 run. After a solid quarter of play, they held a 10-point lead. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. And Kenny, what are your thoughts on how Dallas played?
Well, the best part of their performance has been their offensive rebounding. So often it's overlooked, but you get 2 quality shots because of your effort. That is the difference in the game. I love the way they're battling and getting all those putbacks. They keep that up, game over.
Shaq, how do you think New Orleans played?
The first thing to say is, what's up with the turnovers? Jeez. You can live with some missed shots and stuff like that, but you can't keep turning the ball over. It's crushing for a team. It just saps all your confidence when you play a half like that, Ernie. Ugh.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. You have to like what we're seeing from J.J. Barea.
And through the first 2 quarters, he was dynamite from beyond.
Greg, simply spectacular. I mean, the defense just hasn't been able to find an answer for his outside shot.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Dallas leading by 22 on the floor for Dallas. They've got Dwight Powell, Lee out there with Doncic. Then there's Hardaway, and it's Kleba in a power forward position. Now here's Doncic, Hardaway for 3. Randall grabs the board. Randall's got 5 rebounds tonight. Inside. And it's Payton. That time on the assist by Johnson. Payton's got it going here in the start of the second half. The first points in the third quarter for New Orleans. Now here's Doncic, covered by Payton. Doncic kicks to Hardaway. To the paint. Lee passes to Powell. The shot that time not on target. Great D that time from Davis. Hardaway from outside. Randall grabs the board.
And, you know, they don't have it right now. I mean, missing their first 3 shots so far this half, slow start.
And it's Davis with the ball for New Orleans. Dwight Powell, a nice player who's carved out a good role for himself on this team. You can start him if you need to, Clark, or he'll give you a spark off the bench.
I think his greatest value is, though, bringing that spark off the bench. I mean, some guys are just as productive in limited minutes as they would be in starting minutes. So he's one of those kinds of guys. He's excellent at finishing around the rim and creating havoc with his activity at both ends of the floor.
Here's Holiday. The Mavericks taking the shot.
How about the leaping ability of Davis? Easily gets off the ground to throw it down. And he's a quick jumper and decision maker.
Lee with the ball. And Holiday picks him up defensively. Here's Doncic. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. Davis has got 6 rebounds now in the game.
1 for 5 on offense. A slow start here in the second half.
Here's Powell, and he converts the layup. Powell's got his first bucket of the night.
And, you know, Powell is an excellent athlete, Kevin, easily leaking out in transition and making himself a big target to throw the ball to.
Now here's Payton. Holiday with the 3. Kleba with the rebound. Kleba's got 7 rebounds in the game. Down low, it's stolen by Davis. Baseline J on the way. Here's Randall. It's rebounded by Dallas. Kleba's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Here's Powell. Lee kicks to Kleba. Back to Lee. Stolen by Holiday. Here's Payton. And Payton throws it down.
Good presence of mind there by Payton. Whenever he sees an opening to the basket, he doesn't hesitate at all.
Dallas calls timeout. And Alfred Payton, over his 4 seasons, developing one of the most distinctive hairstyles in the league.
You know, and I remember seeing some footage where his hair seemed to block his vision on a shot attempt. For a player who had struggled shooting the ball, many question whether a trim might be in order. We'll see.
Mavericks making a switch here. Berea's checked in. And so it's Dallas with it. To the wing right side. Here's Kleba. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
If you're a pro, you got to drain that shot. I mean, doesn't matter who you are, the defense left him wide open. Pros make those.
Now, here's Doncic, covered by Payton. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Alfred Payton.
In Europe, Doncic spent a lot of time as a primary ball handler. You see the craftiness there in terms of drawing fouls.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
And his average at the line stands at about 79% right now, so solid numbers in that department.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. New Orleans making a switch here. Miller's checked in. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. Pelicans trail by 21. Payton outside. Here's Randall. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. Randall's got his second basket of the night.
Resplendent release on the floater. When executed correctly, it's a beautiful, effective shot.
Berea kicks to Doncic. Over Payton. And the shot falls short this time. The Pelicans have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Pass to Davis. Lets the 3 fly. It's rebounded by Dallas. Berea with it. 11 points in the game. Powell, that's good. Powell's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And Powell doing a nice job using his length on these hard shots. I mean, excellent at powering through the contact.
Randall dishes to Payton. Miller, that's for 2. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Miller's got 9.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Now, here's Doncic. He's got 5, and Berea has it in the corner. Hits it from 3-point range. He's got 14.
And Berea is a fiery little guard who loves pulling up from anywhere on the court.
Payton outside. Kicks to Davis. 13 feet away. Another one falls for New Orleans.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Yeah, I concur. I mean, definitely on the roll right now. Seems like everything he's throwing up is going down.
Now here's Hardaway. He's got 10. Back to Powell. Over to the wing. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Doncic. And he lays it straight in.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
Powell with the steal. Here we go, 1-on-1. He lobs it up, and he lays in the alley-oop.
My, goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful.
Virtually impossible to top that alley-oop.
Here's Peyton. Tim Hardaway making his last shot. Randall left side. Another one falls for New Orleans.
And they're leaning on the mid-range right now. That's 6 of their last 10 from that area.
Dallas calls timeout.
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
Ejuan Moore, he's checked in for New Orleans. Then for the Mavericks, Mejri, he's checked in for Dwight Powell. Nowitzki comes in for Maxi Kleber. And Trey Burke subbed in for Doncic. Now here's Barea. 14 points for him. They get a hand on it. Oh, and here comes Holiday all alone. That one goes in. Holiday's got 7 points in the game.
And the best part of that sequence wasn't Holiday's steal, but his quick decision to push the ball and start the break. That's when the D's most vulnerable, and he took advantage.
Barea finds Burke, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Davis. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
That foul gives him 4, so he's got to settle down a bit.
Diallo, he's checked in for Randall. Here's Nowitzki. 10 points for him. And the foul called on Tim Hardaway Jr. That's foul number 2 for him. Pelicans trail by 20. Peyton outside. Pass to Holiday. Puts up a 3. That's in, coming off an assist from Peyton. Peyton's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And, you know, we've seen what Rick Carlisle can do on the court. He's a former coach of the year in the league and led the Mavs to a championship back in 2011. But his off-the-court talents are also very impressive.
Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession.
A moment now to see the numbers for Hardaway. He's averaging 14 points a game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And you look at those numbers, not bad. But, guys, I think he can do better. And he knows it.
And he has high expectations for himself as well, guys, but he just hasn't delivered fully on his potential yet.
Moore against Hardaway. Holiday, the pass to Diallo. To the middle, Hardaway with the steal. And here we go, fast break. Burke's got it. Nowitzki for 3. Unable to get that one. And New Orleans will come the other way. And talking about Carlisle's outside interests, one I know of, he's an excellent pianist.
And you know what? He is. And he's played with a well-known musician or two in concert. Also an avid pilot. This guy is a renaissance man.
Now Barea. Dirk Nowitzki missing from long range. Barea kicks to Nowitzki. The tray. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Davis has got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Holiday. Second shot opportunity. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Let's take a look at the players that have been grabbing rebounds in bunches to lead the NBA over the last 10 games. 5th on the list, Anthony Davis.
When it comes to rebounding, it's been a stupendous stretch for him. He's been using his body and strength so effectively.
And the first one at the line is good. He's off on the second. Mavericks leading by 16. Nowitzki kicks to Hardaway. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for Dallas.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen
Take a break.
are a
Take a
result of that aggressiveness.
2 shots. They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
The first free throw is good. New Orleans making a switch here. Jackson's checked in. Hardaway hits them both. Now Holiday, 10 points for him. Pass to Okafor. Jackson in the corner. Drains the three-pointer. Jackson's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Nowitzki fires away from outside. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Nowitzki. Here's a look at the schedule now for Dallas. On Saturday, they'll be playing against James Harden and the Houston Rockets. And then on Monday, they'll defend home court against the Orlando Magic.
And for that game against the Hawks, you know they want to come out and make a big statement in that one. It won't be easy, but anything can happen.
Here's Okafor. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Here's Jackson. Lays it up off the glass. Jackson's got 5 points in the quarter.
Tell you what, fellas, he is fun to watch when he's working like that and getting to the hoop.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, since the rise of the Warriors, we've seen a fair amount of soul-searching by the league's other contenders. There is incredible pressure to shake things up. Now, sometimes it can elevate a team, but we have often seen it also can tear a team apart.
It can be fragile for sure. David, thank you so much. Now a timeout called by New Orleans. Nice game. Great performance by Tim Hardaway Jr.
He can't miss from deep. The defense has to regroup here, and I think they've got to change things up because he's locked in from behind the arc.
Johnson, he's checked in for New Orleans. Justin Jackson, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Lee comes in for J.J. Barea. Okafor finds Holiday. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Holiday's got 12 points in the game. Mavericks leading by 13. And here is Burke. He's got 5. Nowitzki outside. The pass to Jackson. Over Johnson. It's hauled in by Diallo.
That's good offense. The shot didn't go down, but they'll live with that.
Down low. And it's Johnson. That time on the assist from Moore. Johnson's got his second bucket of the game to go. Dallas has gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Lee passes to Jackson. And he's good on the 3-ball.
Tell you what, it does not matter who's shooting. The defense has got to be better at getting a hand up on long-range shooters. You've got to challenge the shot.
And Courtney Lee out of Western Kentucky, a consistent 3-and-D veteran.
And, you know, more of a journeyman's career, but I'll tell you what, he's a winner and competes, does those little things, and, boy, he makes some big shots.
And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. .133 left in the third. Jackson with the bounce pass. That 3 off the mark. And there's the call on measure. That's his first foul. Here are the Pelicans with the ball. They're on a 17-7 run. And Moore kicks to Okafor. Dishes it to Holiday. Back to Okafor. Holiday surveying the floor. Just 4 to shoot. Tries it from 19.
Not a lot going his way. Everything he's shooting is just off the mark. I mean, somehow he's got to figure out a way to turn it around.
Measury finds Jackson. High arcing shot. It's hauled in by Diallo. Diallo's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Offensive rebound. Here's Okafor. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Dallas leading by 14. 24 seconds left in the third quarter. To the paint, and he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Outside Holiday. He kicks to Okafor. Shoots over Mejri. No good. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And let's listen to head coach Rick Carlisle review the game plan with his guys.
Hold your ground. Hold your ground. Your job is just to stay in front of this guy. No blow-bys.
Now preaching strong defense there, GA.
I mean, basic fundamentals. He doesn't want to see anyone on his team get burned on that end.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Holiday and Moore, the guards. Johnson is out there with Randall, and it's Okafor in at the 5 roaming the paint. So that's the group out there for New Orleans.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
Barea kicks to Doncic. Stolen by Holiday. Knocked loose. And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break. And New Orleans pushing it up now. Moore's running, and that one off the back of the rim and in. And so it's Barea with it. They'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Leading by 12. To the inside. Okafor with the steal. Here's Johnson. And that one good.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Vitally important. I mean, if you relax for a second, you're cooked. You're toast. They learned that lesson there.
Here's Doncic. Following the basket by Stanley Johnson. Over Holiday. Offensive rebound. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
There you go. Relentless pursuit of the ball. I love it. He never stopped working.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. Johnson outside. Down low, Okafor. Basket is good. The assist from Johnson. Johnson's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Now, here's Doncic, guarded by Holiday. Here's Lee. Here's Kleba. Pass to Doncic. Tipped away. Fast break, Dallas. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
And how about the balance of Doncic on that possession? Amazing at just absorbing the contact and still with the strength to finish.
Anthony Davis is checked in for the Pelicans. Elfrid Payton comes in for Ejuan Moore.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Payton kicks to Davis. Poked away. Shoots over Powell. Shot is good, and the Mavericks lead is cut down now to just 11 on the basket from Davis.
And the soft jump shot there of Davis. You got to respect his perimeter game.
And the Mavericks call time here. The short rest, very important, and one of the benefits of this part of the game is getting on the same page with your team while having the chance to hydrate with Gatorade. Replenish your energy for the late game push. Tim Hardaway Jr. is checked in for Dallas. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear Rick Carlisle's message to his team. He told them the lead we've got is good, but we can be better. Take it to them. Stay on the accelerator. Looks like he wants them to keep pushing it, guys.
It's good.
Well, this is what he likes to do. Try to break your spirit.
I think he's trying to put this one away, quite honestly. I mean, feels like he can lay it up against any type of defense, and he can't.
Now here's Payton. Kicks to Davis. Payton outside. Davis, the pass to Randall. That one falls. Randall's got 4 points in the quarter.
And since halftime, he has been a different player.
Mavericks leading by 11. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Doncic passes to Lee. Now here's Doncic, guarded by Holiday. And it's out of bounds to the Pelicans.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
And so it's New Orleans with it. Passes to Randall. Shoots a fader. It's rebounded by Doncic. Doncic has got 5 rebounds tonight. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Elfrid Payton.
You just never know what Doncic is going to do. I mean, which is one of the reasons he gets the defense to foul it.
Shooting 2.
No good on the free throw. He hits the second from the line. Payton with the ball. A decent amount of time left as they try to find a way back into it.
Yeah, but it will be soon if they don't start cutting into this deficit.
The shot's good.
Tremendous court awareness by Payton.
For Dallas, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Doncic kicks to Hardaway. In the corner, Powell with it. Over to the left wing. Shot clock at 6. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Here's Doncic. Dallas no good that time either. The Pelicans have gone 7 of 10 shooting the ball since the start of the fourth quarter. Johnson gets the bucket.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
Now here's Doncic. Here's Hardaway, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the foul against New Orleans.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Hardaway hits them both. Now here's Payton. They're looking now at a sizable deficit.
And there's still time left, so they don't necessarily have to really rush the game. And they need to avoid that.
The three-pointer is right on target. Holiday's got 10 points in just the second half. The Mavericks shooting a respectable 47% from the field in this one. Doncic passes to Lee. Over Holiday. Lee gets the bucket. And the Mavericks lead by 9. Here's Payton. Randall outside. He dishes it to Johnson. Out to Payton. Shot clock at 5. Baseline try. He squares up and sinks it.
Boy, sweet J from Payton. The defense can't afford to leave him open there.
Mavericks leading by 7. Doncic passes to Powell. To the middle. And the layup's good off the glass. 13 points for Luka Doncic.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
New Orleans has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Payton outside. Randall finds Davis. That shot is good. He's taken 15 and made 10 from the field tonight.
And, you know, got to admire the patience inside from Davis. Outstanding at staying under control, taking his time, and burying the quality shot.
Here's Kleba. Dallas moving the ball around. Payton attacking. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Holiday's got 5 assists in the game.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
Here's Kleba. Pass to Hardaway. Three-pointer. Great D that time from Johnson.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And, Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
It's good. And now just a 3-point Maverick lead.
And I tell you what, they're doing their best to cut down the lead with some smart offense here in the second half. Shot selection much improved since the break.
Now here's Doncic. And there's the pass to Powell. The 11-footer. Bank shot, no good. And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. Left side, Davis. Payton kicks to Holiday. Outside, Davis. Payton outside. Back to Davis. Doncic with the steal. And it's the Mavericks on the break. On the wing, Hardaway. He's guarded by Johnson. Pelicans trail by 3. And they have certainly been looking locked in offensively.
They sure have. Staying aggressive and playing under control. Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
New Orleans has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Floats one up. Here's Davis, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
It's just what the doctor ordered here. Boy, have they needed him here in the fourth.
Yes, they have. He's made all 4 of his shots this quarter, Greg. Definitely looking to be a dangerous guy.
Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Maxi Kleba.
One shot.
And with everything that Anthony Davis does on offense, it's just mind-boggling. His scoring inside and out, the percentages, he does it all. He is undoubtedly one of the best big men in the league, and many would argue he is the best in the NBA.
Now here's Nowitzki. Back to Lee. It's stolen by Randall. And here we go. Fast break. Payton's got it. And the dunk by Payton.
That's just leadership on behalf of Payton. Always looking to rise to the occasion and provide the critical bucket.
Dallas calls timeout. And with Anthony Davis, the stat lines, Greg, he can post on any given night are just absurd.
Really, Davis still strong defensively, but he really impacts every facet of the game. One of the rare players who can carry a team on both ends of the floor. There just aren't many great players that can lead a team to a championship, but I think Davis is of that mold.
For Dallas, they've gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth and even 50%. Here's Doncic. Score of the basket, his 5th of the game. He's missed 6 shots against those 5 makes.
Efficiency has been the hallmark right now down the stretch. He is making the most of his opportunities.
Inside. And Davis with the basket on the assist by Payton. Payton's got his 8th assist here tonight. Now Lee. He kicks to Nowitzki. Over Randall. Nowitzki's shot is no good.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I'm sure he's frustrated, Greg, because nothing is falling right now. And he's going to keep chipping away at it, and that's the attitude. Stay with it.
Again, the Pelicans score.
And you've got to give them a lot of credit for just battling back into this game.
Extremely impressive was the rally they made. I mean, we'll see how much their comeback might have taken out of them, and we'll see if they can keep that foot on the pedal now.
Here's Nowitzki following the basket by Anthony Davis. Randall with some nice D. 1:25 left in the fourth quarter. And Holiday kicks to Johnson. Payton looking it over. Powell with the steal. Here's Hardaway. The shot's good. Hardaway has got it all tied up now for the Mavs.
And he has the chops for this, raising the intensity when it matters most.
Yeah, he's really calm in these situations. Simply takes his time in tight spots. You got to be patient, and he is playing to his strengths. No question about it. The touch is with Anthony Davis.
And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for New Orleans.
The mid-range that you've seen from them about as good as it gets, and there has not been a drop-off in the second half.
Something that also stands out tonight is the number of assists they have. I mean, that's a mark of a good club.
And that one falls for Anthony Davis.
He's really the guy you want on the stripe in that situation. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He's clutch.
Dallas has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Doncic kicks to Nowitzki. 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Doncic. Off target with his 3. A chance here to possibly put it out of reach.
This is when you really need to maintain your focus. Man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Time working against them here.
It sure is, and with such short time, it'll be really hard for them to catch up.
And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
Had to foul and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what, Greg? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. Late game free throws are a lot different than early game free throws in terms of making them.
And he ends up making the second, and that puts them up by 5.
After playing just one season of college basketball, Randall entering the NBA with much fanfare, trying to live up to that lofty billing now.
And the Mavericks call time here. They're behind by 5. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Doncic. Dallas, no good that time either. And so they foul intentionally. He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6.
Davis is really the total package, a mobile, sharp-shooting big guy who can score from everywhere.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game.
The free throws go down, and the lead goes up.
Here's Doncic. The feed to Powell. Yes!
Yeah, and I think Powell is terrific in the pick and roll. Knows how to dive after he sets the screen.
So New Orleans wins it. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans. But in the end, everyone's satisfied.
Yeah, I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on. But let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Elfert, what was the biggest adjustment you made tonight to come back and win?
We turned it up on D. We got back to doing what we do and attacking the rim on the other end.
It all came together for a win, Elfert. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone.